Alright, hello. So today is going to be a sniper ASHE game. Sorry that's a later upload for today. I'm just very stressed. Tomorrow is the big day of my convention. There's a lot of outstanding things. I'm just waiting for like glue to dry and all sorts of stuff. So tomorrow will probably just be like a clip of some sort, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'm not sure what kind of videos will be. But I'll keep up the daily schedule. That's why I'm doing this later. I found a little nugget of 30 minutes I can go over this game. What we're going to go over is an ASHE Warden game. So if you haven't seen, typically you play 4 Warden, 4 Sniper. So they recently buffed Snipers, 4 and 6 Sniper. 6 Sniper is actually viable now if you have an emblem as well. So there's a lot of like new cool AD lines. The Sniper variation is one that's like a lot of people kind of play towards it. It's very stable. ASHE 1 is pretty stable. Snipers on level 8 is also very stable. So you actually have a lot of options to play around. Trying to secure a top 4 playing snipers, right? Typically, like, we'll go over the stats on the board. I'll just do the little thing right now. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We're going to have an RP giveaway at 500 subs. We just finished our previous giveaway, so make sure to subscribe if you want to be entered in that. And follow the instructions when we get close to our goal. Thank you. Alright, it's going to be a little bit of like a rapid fire, game, so to speak. The main reason is that just that, like, obviously I'm uploading it late, and I'm going to need to do some pretty fast uploads. Alright, so I like Golden Remover here just because I can itemize my Aphelios. That's what I'm thinking of. If we look at the other choices, what were my other choices? Item Grab Bag isn't that great because I don't really need it. What was my first one? Sorry, I want to see what my first thing. Keepers. Keepers might have been good. Like I usually like to just take combat augments. I think combat augments are what scale you into late game very well. Golden Remover is just like a really, really good utility item. In my head, I'm probably already playing towards Sniper, right? I have Guinsoo off rip, right? I can make red buff instead of Guinsoo here, but it's probably just always Guinsoo, play around belt. I take Glove because the Last Whisper component's an IE component. IE isn't the best on ASHE, but Last Whisper is pretty good. Right now, I don't need to slam Last Whisper first because Aphelios has Shred, so I just kind of want to play towards like a faded line. I'm trying to think. Let's probably play Kindred over somebody. It's a little bit of an awkward opener. It's an awkward opener because there's a Kindred in shop. So I would like to play Kindred. I have this Rek'Sai upgraded. So if I'm playing like a 2 sniper backline, like the faded bonus is really, really big. But without the front line to sustain this Guinsoo, I feel like it's not as much value. So it's a little bit awkward. Right, if I win this fight, maybe I can buy Kindred and then I can decide next turn. But then I'm not making Econ. I sell the Ahri. That's okay. Ahri, you're not going to pair Ahri. Now I have the option to play Faded over Sniper. Do I care more about having attacks be an AD? I think it's probably better, right? Faded instead of 2 Sniper. I'm pretty sure it's Kindred over the Caitlyn on my board is stronger. Because if you pair... you can pair Kindred and Aphelios. Ooh, it's not over the front line. Yeah, it's like this, right? I can get Dryad stacks in case I end up playing like towards like a faded Aphelios line. I just throw the Kindred in the front line. That's fine. I think I should pair... I should definitely pair Aphelios with Kindred here, though. I think Aphelios Kindred is a better pair because Kindred gives attack speed and Aphelios does AD. So you're kind of just buffing the Aphelios pretty much as you would with like a Sniper, right? You're just getting a bunch of extra AD and a bunch of starting attack speed, which is good with the Guinsoo stacks. A little bit of a misplay here. I think I'm just worried about my front line, but I shouldn't be. I have a Yasuo. Is it Yasuo 1? Oh, it's Yasuo 1. That's why. I thought I had Yasuo 2. I was going to say, if it's Yasuo 2, he should be fine up there. The problem is because I'm playing around these expensive units, right? I'm keeping this Aphelios on my board. And I have a Kindred on my board. Now, what's it called? I'm not making Econ. So I really want to make Econ this round at least. Because if we're trying to play a level 8 board, where we're not going for a reroll comp, it's a lot more value just to have the gold in order to level up. There's at least one other person playing towards sniper in the lobby. That's fine. I feel like the comp could support multiple people. You just have to hit the ASHE. Even a single copy of ASHE is good. I think the biggest bait with this comp is that a lot of people will play and think that you have to go towards like level 9, right? So a lot of times, like here, I can show you some stats for it, right? So if we look at like, let's just go units, right? And if we go with the 4 costs, right? ASHE is like a 4.46. Lily is a 4.3. Kai'Sa is like a 4.6. But besides like all of these, right? The really strong ones obviously are like Syndra, because you have like the whole faded board. It's still pretty good. But typically ASHE and Lily are amongst the best of the units to play, right? The thing with ASHE that's really great is that your board fits in really nicely in a 4 on level 8 is what I mean to say, right? So a lot of times you'll play a board something like this, right? You can put in set later. This is just like a raw vanilla, like you don't have any like Giga Combat augment of any sort, right? Your board will look something like this, right? Let's just put this. Yeah, sure, Senna, right? This is like a very low level board, but basically what you're doing, you just play 4 sniper, 4 warden, right? They buffed snipers, they buffed wardens. This comp now is really good. And this is a comp I was pretty familiar with. I've played similar lines since the early beta of this game, because this was something that people like kind of were just waiting for snipers to get a little bit better. Because this was something that like early in the patch, before people started to optimize boards, this is one of like the first like 4 cost flex boards that you just kind of build around, right? Because you can equivalently just replace the backline with trick shots as well, and make it work out. The thing that works really nicely here is that, oops, I dropped one of my wardens. Let's just put Nautilus back. The thing that works really well here is that, like, let's say you have like a sniper emblem, then what you can do is you can play like a Syndra with a sniper emblem, and then cap out around playing a set, right? And it's like the same board, but then you can fit in faded, and the Syndra does a bunch of damage. If we're just focusing on like the attack core, it also works really well because Aphelios gives some shred. So if you don't have a shred component, you can kind of work around playing the Aphelios for a little bit of time. But the main thing to note with this board, when you're positioning your units, usually I put like carry next to Aphelios next to carry, just to guarantee like shred if I don't have a shred component. If not, you're usually just like trying to position them so that you have the max distance from your strongest unit to their strongest unit, so your carry to their carry, because you want the sniper bonus to be as strong as possible. Don't get baited too much by positioning though, because the thing with the positioning is sometimes you want your sniper to like start attacking first, so like make sure that you properly scout to see what's going on. If we go with the stats in general, so let's just say like for sniper, it averages like a 4.3. It averages above average just looking at the 4 sniper trait, and with an ASHE it's already like really good, right? If you go like ASHE 2-star and you go 4 sniper, I think this is the most reliable comp in the set so far, because it's not difficult to hit, right? You're averaging like in the 3, right? You're averaging sub 4, right? Top 4%, over 50%, like 60% top 4 rate, right? And the thing with this board is I already showed you, it's like it's basically complete on level 8, because you're not going 9 to fit in anything unless you have some sort of like high roll or some sort of augments that give you some crazy shit. You're not really like needing to go to level 9, which is what makes it really fun, because you can just like roll really deep on level 8. The biggest problem though is that ASHE really wants a Guinsoo, and this Guinsoo item is really shit. Like nobody else really likes it, but typically the best items are Guinsoo, i.e. Last Whisper. The other options, like there's other options here. Like I sometimes like if you have a Guinsoo Rageblade, I think Runan's gets a little bit better. Oh, Runan's still kind of bad. Runan's used to be really good, so I used to always make Runan's, because Guinsoo with Runan's was pretty cool, but I guess with the sniper build, you just want to make like the IE Last Whisper, just have a bunch of damage out there. Sorry if the VOD's a little bit scattered. We basically skipped stage 2 because I'm kind of just like playing this faded board. I level to 5. I lose one or two fights, so it's not a perfect streak, but I do recover my econ. I'm making 30 at Krugs. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, considering that I was playing around this Aphelios. I have so many gloves. I got dropped so many gloves here. The good thing about having all these gloves is that I can make TG, and there's like a little bit of a synergy. If you have a magnetic remover and TG, the TG keeps the items that it has, right? So that TG that I... Oh, I know what game this is. Oh, I'm gonna get so pissed off. Oh, I know what game... I think I know what game this is. Okay, I'll talk about it later. So here I can make even shroud, or I can just hold the belt for like a Morello or some kind of anti-heal component. But as you can see, I have a TG, and my TG had a Bloodthirster on it. So what I did is I put it on the Rek'Sai, because that TG, when you put it on a unit, it will show you what items it has, and then you can swap it on a different unit, and that different unit will then have those same items, right? So there I had TG, so I put the TG on the Rek'Sai, and the Rek'Sai now has a Bloodthirster on it because it's not as good as a backline item. Because I have this magnetic remover that has infinite uses, I can keep rearranging my TGs until I give like the best items for the best units. So making a lot of TGs with this type of synergy is pretty good. I'm also just barely losing a couple fights. Econ is really important now, right? I took the Gambit on playing this Faded opener. That's what happens sometimes if you have a Faded opener and you don't hit like a Thresh or a Yasuo 2 early enough. You sometimes just randomly lose fights, and it's a little bit awkward. I think Epitaph is really good, so I just end up taking Epitaph. Having the shielding helps the front line, attack speed. All my snipers scale really nice on attack speed. Here I'm contemplating leveling just to like save a little bit of HP. Like I said before, the biggest mistake probably this game so far is just not pairing Kindred with Aphelios. I think I play this line again later, right? Because this was one of the first times I played the Faded Ashe line, right? Like this is earlier in the patch, basically. Like it wasn't like yesterday, it was like a couple days ago, right? Early in the week. And I think now I understand that, like, okay, in a lot of these fights, just having the ramping attack speed on the Aphelios will probably scale it a lot better. So that's something I didn't identify properly. Here I just really want like frontline. I think I'm trying to identify, usually when you have a Guinsoo, it's like you really want frontline, right? That's like the archaic tech, right? If you want your Guinsoo to stack really fast, you need like a really giga frontline, right? The problem is that the frontline isn't greatly increased because they nerfed a lot of the Faded bonuses that in regard to that. And in a lot of these fights, if I just ramped my Guinsoo faster and gave myself more damage output, I would be in a better spot, so to speak. I'm also frontlining this Kindred to help with my frontline, which isn't very great. I just level and I put in a Jax because I don't have anything else. It's probably Aatrox instead, but then Aatrox I might not make Econ, which is the problem, right? That's the reason why I'm playing the Jax. It's an IE. I should probably move that to backline. It's probably okay on Caitlyn, IE on the Thieves Gloves. As you can see on my bench, I'm placing my Reforger as far away from my magnetic remover as possible. I don't know if it's this game or if it was a game prior to this, but there was a game where I had a TG and I was doing this magnetic remover tech, but then I got dropped the Reforger, and I accidentally reforged one of my TGs, and I was pissed. I don't know if it's this game. It might be this game. But I always separate them because I am so dumb that sometimes I click the wrong one. Because, like, I'm just, like, flicking out the corner of my eye. Like, I'm not actually, like, focused enough to, like, make sure. Like, I'm not double checking that. Anyways, I have this glove to play around. I can make another TG. I can just go TG crazy. I don't really have something else. It's kind of awkward, right? So I would ideally like to make an IE here, but I could just make like, usually you want gloves because you want to make IE Last Whisper. That's like Ashe's best items. Here I'm just trying to like tempo because I'm a little bit weak. There's no bow for me to take. There was no sword for me to take, right? If we go back just a second, right? There was no bow or sword. So I want to make a component here. I want to make an item. It's like I can probably make, I think, if I didn't have like this TG tech that I was fixated on in this game, the correct answer was take tier there. The reason you take tier is because you can make, Nautilus, one of Nautilus's best items is Adaptive Helm. So I could have made an Adaptive Helm for Nautilus eventually. But here I'm just making a TG. It's a frontline TG item, so I'm going to put in the frontline. Oh my god, there it is, this game. I did it. You can see I'm pissed off now. You can see me looking at my thing. Oh, it's so bad. It's okay because I got a frontline item, right? I could have got like a shit item. Like imagine if I got like a Rabadon's Death Cap or some shit. But I got a Gargoyle, so I reforged a TG into a Gargoyle. It's not the best, right? It kind of like It kind of wastes 2 components because I basically the reason it's really bad is not because it's a non-useful item. It's not like, oh well, you had a TG and you turned it into a gargoyle. Gargoyle's still good, whatever. The problem is that I have add 2 gloves that I could have made Last Whisper IE with. And the reason I slammed the TG was because TG gives the tempo of having like an extra item, right? So converting into a normal item, even though like technically like my item economy is the same, right? Like I didn't lose items, right? Like I just turned a TG into like another frontline item, which is fine, right? But the problem is it's like I gave up the opportunity of using those gloves for like Ashe Bis items that I showed you already. And the reason I made the TG in the first place instead of holding on to Last Whisper IE was because I want a tempo, especially since I'm contested. I want to have a lot of HP to work with. And I know this is the kind of game when you look at it, right? Like the other guy, this is the guy that's contesting me. I don't know why. He has like a really good Kaisa spot, but he's just going to play Ashe. He took like the Ashe augment, right? Not the Ashe augment. He took like the Spirit Warden's augment, which isn't like the greatest augment ever, but it's good because that means he's playing a vertical Warden frontline, which means he's not going to play Kaisa. Which kind of sucks because, like, you know, I was like, maybe he'll pivot into Kaisa, but no, he's just going to pivot back into Ashe. So I'm just going to be Giga contested. And he's in a much better spot because he's a lot stronger than me. It's like stronger than me right now, so to say. So I was giving up that opportunity of, you know, this is like a game where I'm like kind of hard forcing into a certain line. It's just the way that it worked out. I slammed Guinsoo early. That's why slamming Guinsoo is really bad. I say like a lot of times if you have the option, start by making like a Last Whisper and IE. It's just because I have this Aphelios that already gives Shred. It was like my best board to slam the Guinsoo at that point in time. But no other 4 cost and not really any 5 cost besides like Irelia really want a Guinsoo on them. And now I run into the problem of I have only like 1 backline carry item. I made all these TGs that I end up reforging. Is not looking very bright for me. But the thing is, Ashe is still broken, right? There's a chance that we make it work. I'm going to 4-2 it because I'm a little bit broke, so it's not the greatest. Oh, wait. Do I just level here? No, I think I'm just going to pump. I'm going to 4-2 it because I'm a little bit broke. And this is going to be a game, like you could already tell just looking at it. This is going to be one of those games where you're stuck on 8. Now, is that a problem to be stuck on 8? Not really. I can always like pivot and play like Syndra or just play like Aphelios reroll. Like those are still options. But one of the bigger options here is that how do I phrase it? One of my bigger one of the best options that I can go for is Ashe, because if you stay stuck on level 8, it's fine. Your board is complete on 8, right? If you don't have like an emblem or you don't have some like crazy shit that you have to put in, right? The legendaries, they're kind of just like, you just play a legendary for legendary's sake, right? On level 9. There's not like some hidden trait bot that you need to play. I think you could, like you can fit in Ink Shadow sometimes, right? Like if you play, Jax as a Warden and Senna as a sniper. Here I just want combat. I got Harm Assist. It's not the best. Jesus Christ came down and blessed me. He gave me an Ashe off rip. So I'm already like fairly stable. I'm 4 sniper. I should roll a little bit for sure because I just want to get some frontline upgrades, right? Being contested sucks, so we want to make sure that we hit these units as soon as possible, get as many upgrades as we can. Don't need to make Kindred. I'm not really holding on to anybody else. I can play Nautilus, get rid of the Rek'Sai, put the items on Nautilus. I'll swap over the items after and put the proper items on Nautilus. I'm just kind of like, you know, focused on rolling here. And we roll all the way to 0, right? A lot of times I say like, don't roll super deep, right? You want to roll to 30, maybe you go 9. This is a comp where there's nothing in the pool at level 9 that really makes me stronger than an Ashe 2, right? And Ashe 2 I can hit on level 8, right? Even if you're contested, a lot of times it's just better to roll on 8. You'll see in this game, I think this game ends up being like a 4th, right? I obviously made the mistake with the TG, right? My item economy is absolute dog shit. Look at my Ashe, she has 1 item. Right, I'm nowhere close to making another item. I have a fucking rod on bench. That's not an Ashe item. Right, I threw away all my opportunities to make Ashe items. That being said, even if I didn't slam the TG, I just held on to 2 gloves, I still wouldn't have had any Ashe items, right? I would have maybe been able to make one, but I would have just had 2 gloves and a rod. So I kind of got like a little bit like burned by the items this game, by my item drops a little bit, because I basically got dropped 4 gloves and nothing else, right? I guess I had Cloak, but like, what can I make with Cloak? Here I'm like debating, what do I put on who? It's Gwynsu Crown Guard. I just put the Crown Guard on the Alawi. I have a Mumu upgraded, so I put the 3 items on a Mumu as the main tank. Nautilus is kind of like awkwardly not tanky sometimes. Oh, this guy is Fortune Cash Out next turn. This is scary. I don't think I beat him. Unless Ashe is really broken. Maybe I could beat him. Oh, wait. He doesn't have good damage. This guy looks like he's in a bad spot. Oh, that'd be so funny if I beat the Fortune guy. Because I think he probably cashed on next turn. He just pushed it 1 turn too many. Yeah, this is what I was saying before. You see, I didn't scout this guy, but I positioned my Ashe on the same side as his carry. Usually with Ashe and snipers, you think make the largest distance between yourself and the carry. But you see how, like, if you have a really solid front line, which happens a lot of times with 4 Warden, right? Your units become hard to kill. Sometimes your Ashe walks up and then just snipes the back line. So you have to identify, like, based on the board. I find it happens with Kaisa a lot. It happens with Kaisa an insane amount. Like, when I play Kaisa, if I play Kaisa into Ashe, I feel like it's a bad matchup, and I usually position Kaisa opposite to the Ashe. Even though the Ashe does more damage with the distance to my Kaisa in the late game, I find that so many times my Kaisa is casting, she's tickling the front line, and then Ashe walks up and kills my Kaisa. It happens like all the time. It happened that fight too, right? But this time I was the Ashe. So that's what I mean. Sometimes, even though it's like, it's counterintuitive, but I think that there's certain matchups, like especially Ashe versus Kaisa, where I feel like you have to put Ashe on the same side. Maybe it's like, maybe you think I'm like smoking some shit. Here I don't want to make Gunblade. Gunblade's okay on Ashe, right? Like the old build was that you put Gunblade on Ashe. I kind of just removed the raw and I split up my items. It's 2 rounds until neutrals, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can run into some fortune and not have to kill this rod that way. I also don't have anti-heal, so this rod could be a Morello, right? So I want to keep that option open instead of just slamming Gunblade, because if I slam Gunblade and then I get like a belt, it's like, now what the fuck do I do, right? Because I already have like a lot of the frontline items dealt with. Oh yeah, this guy's so fucking strong. What is this? Is this Kiana with mittens? What is he, duelist? He has a oh wait, maybe I win? Fuck it, I just win. Ashe goes nuts. This is what I'm saying with Ashe being so stable. Do you see what I mean? I have an Ashe 1. Look how much damage I'm outputting, right? And look at this Amumu. This Amumu is just unkillable, right? People like a lot of times when you look at these 4-cost boards, you think a lot about like, oh, I need like upgraded Nautilus. I need this. I need that, right? If you think about like Kaisa board, right? The Kaisa board feels so weak with a Kaisa 1. It also feels so weak if you don't have Silas 2, right? A lot of times with the Kaisa board, you want like Silas 2, Nautilus 2, you want Silas 2, other guy 2. You want like everybody upgraded, right? What is it? Galio, Silas, Kaisa. You want them all upgraded. And then you feel comfy going 9. Here it's like I'm already stable. I found a Nautilus paired. I just found the other Ashes. I think the Ashe guy was waiting to roll. He did the same thing as me. Like we both sent it to 0 on neutrals, and then we just rolled after. I'm playing into the same board, right? I think he's a little bit stronger than me because his wardens are a little bit better. He has like the extra combat augment. But I do have an Amumu too with Diamond Hand, so maybe I just clutch this out. Who knows? I think this is a situation of, see, like right here, do you see how my Ashe walked up? That's what honest to God, if you have a better front line than the opponent, you don't position Ashe opposite side. You position Ashe same side. It sounds really fucking dumb. But like so many times, this Ashe unit, it happens way more than like Kaisa. Like I guess it happens with like most carries. But like with this Warden setup, like when you have 4 Warden, like this Amumu is so hard to kill. The Ashe walks up and snipes the carry before the carry even starts hitting you. And then it's just GG at that point. Because as soon as you remove the backline carry in this comp, there's like no more damage output. Right? Who's going to carry? Amumu? Amumu ain't doing shit. I also kind of made like a little sniper's den in the corner. I put the Kog'Maw up top a little bit. I'm just trying to like concentrate fire to kill one unit as fast as possible. Here I'm in like this awkward spot. I could just like send it, right? I could I make Deathblade here. I can make one more Ashe item possibly. But I think I just end up making a Morello and hold on to a belt, right? It's not like the worst option. It could also just be Gunblade. Yeah, I just make Morello. It's honestly Morello on Ashe is probably okay. Oh, I put on I think triple item Ashe is better. Even though Ashe is mostly AD, I think giving her any AP ratio, she still does just like a little bit more damage, which is good. Oh, look, this guy's extended duel, Kiana carry. Holy shit, this guy's gonna be so fucking strong. Remember when I did that Kiana video? Look, this guy's doing the tech. You know what it is? This is actually tech. The Ornn item, this rapid fire cannon, right? It used to be like a regular item, but the rapid fire cannon is so fucking strong. Because what rapid fire cannon does, it increases your attack range and gives you a bunch of attack speed. Kiana like really loves to have attack speed, right? That's like her main thing. And then with this thing, when she throws her blade, like she throws her like disc and it goes flying, it goes further with the extra range from the rapid fire cannon, and then she just goes infinite. Sometimes she just snipes your backline. Like sometimes she's just fighting a frontline unit, and then the circle just starts hitting your backline unit, and then just die. Anyways, this is still like not that great of a spot, obviously. The thing with this Ashe board is that there's a lot of people that are really strong in this lobby. This Ashe board really struggles to like outcap people if you don't have like a lot of tempo to hit like some crazy ass board late game, right? So like for example, like, I still don't have Nautilus, right? My items aren't the best. I have this TG that isn't really doing much for me anymore. I still only have 2 items on Ashe, right? Okay, so here, look, this is like a fight where I'm opposite side. The Tom Kench's sword to kill this guy. Didn't hit yet. Oh, thank God. I clutched it out. I put Morello on Aphelios just because Aphelios, when he casts, he does like the multi-target hit, so it spreads the Morello a little bit compared to like some of the other units. But I definitely should put 3 items on Ashe, right? As you can see, one guy's already like putting in legendaries. The other guy hit Kiana 3, I think, right? Or no, he didn't hit Kiana 3 yet. That's just another Dragon Lord guy. The other Ashe player also hit Ashe 2, so you know that's just a thing that happened. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like, I can always level and put in a mythic, right? Level and play a random Lilia is probably a good idea here. But I might be just roll deep, right? I'm a little ways off from going 9, and I think I haven't played any of the really strong people. Like, this guy is Hedge Fund level 9. Look at his board, right? He's going for Galio 3. Like, he just made it straight to 9. He did a fast 9. His Kai'Sa has 3 items. Silas is going infinite. Fucking nothing's... everything's unkillable. Right? This is where you fall off, right? Like, the Ashe board is really stable on 8, and if it punishes people that miss their boards because you're playing, like, this really aggressive, deep rolling board. Ooh, Porcelain Emblem. Do I even take it? Oh, I think it's bait. I think I have to take IE here. Yeah. It's awkward, but it's true. So I'm 21 HP, right? I have to survive 2 more rounds in order to go level 9. I guess I can make it in 1 round, right? I can survive 1 round and go level 9. I just really need a 1 more Ashe item, right? Having 2 items on Ashe, I need the damage output. 4 Porcelain doesn't really matter that much. It's like okay, but the Porcelain Emblem doesn't make me immediately strong, right? 4 Porcelain will obviously help me a lot. I can put Porcelain Emblem on Aphelios, and then I can have like dual carry, right, set up, and I can be like pretty strong. The problem is I just need this last damage item, and a lot of that was like item mismanaging early, right? Like imagine if I didn't reforge the TG, or imagine if I didn't even make the TG, I would have already had like an item. Because I'm not playing for like first, right? I'm 21 HP. There's a lot of people that are really strong, a lot of rerollers that have a lot of tempo. Ooh, I just power level to 9. Maybe it was Porcelain Emblem. It's hard to say. I think 3rd item on Ashe is more important than the Porcelain Emblem. But the problem is, I think I'm playing somebody now that I didn't deny the Porcelain Emblem. I think I'm going to lose to him because he has Porcelain Emblem, which is going to make me feel so fucking bad. Come on, Amumu. Live, Amumu. Yeah, this guy just outcapped me. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I target the wrong unit. Oh, wait, I win. Nice. See, that's a damage diff. That's a damage diff for sure. I don't win this. I don't win that with Porcelain Emblem with Ashe without the IE Deathblade. That's so funny. I thought I lost that for sure. See, in that case, right? Did you see how I didn't... this is what I was saying, right? If the other person's front line is better than yours, then it's positioned opposite side. Because look, this guy's front line was better than mine. The Ashe didn't start shooting me. And then my Ashe just got the cast off earlier, right? It's almost like fight RNG that I beat this guy. But if I position same side as this guy, right? Remember before I positioned same side as this guy and I won because my front line was better. Now that his front line is all upgraded and it's better than mine, position opposite side is better. Or it gives me a better chance because then it just comes down to like the 1v1. Whoever has their cast up is the one that wins. I just get a Nautilus. That's great. I put in an Aatrox. I think I wanted to play Ink Shadow. That's my goal here. I think Ink Shadow item is a tank item, so I just get an extra item for Nautilus. Oh, it was Kindred, so I took blue buff. Just Nautilus can cast faster. I don't know. If I really need to, I can put on somebody else. Ashe is Exalted. Maybe I can fit in Exalted somehow as well. I don't know what the other Exalted units are. But it's really hard. Like, there's not much you can play otherwise here, right? You can play the 4 Porcelain if you had the Porcelains. If I had the Porcelain spot, I could have played the 4 Porcelain. But I'm kind of in the mentality of just give me my top 4 and get out. Because, like, I know there's, like now I'm in the cycle of playing all the weak players, right? Or all the relatively weak players. But, like, there are some fucking demons, right? Remember that other guy? The guy with the Kiana? Like, I don't think I beat that guy, right? I didn't think I would beat the other Ashe player. I thought the other Ashe player was, like, a stronger version of me. Which is kind of bad. So it's kind of silly that I beat this guy. I definitely don't beat the Kaisa guy, right? There's that Kaisa guy that is, what's it called? This guy I probably don't beat, this Umbral guy. This Tom Kench guy is a toss-up. I'm not sure if I beat him. But there's that Kaisa player that had, like the Giga Cap Kaisa board that absolutely railed me. Because I'm 21 HP, I'm basically only 2 lives, right? I'm not playing for, I'm just playing to hope that I get good fight RNG because there's at least 3 people that I think I don't beat. Now, I did beat one of, like, originally I thought it was 4 people I didn't beat. I did beat one of the 4 people, which is pretty cool. So right now I'm just looking for a Senna, honestly. I can replace this Kog'Maw with a Senna. I could also just upgrade a random 4 cost and just put it in. Right, so here I have an Annie 2. Right, Annie 2 gives Invoker, whatever. Maybe one of my dudes casts faster. I don't think it's a grief, right? I don't think it's gonna like fuck up any timings. I would like a frontline item. It's probably Steadfast, right? Steadfast? Yeah? Yeah, Steadfast. Okay, this guy's Umbral spat on... Oh, this is the capped guy. Oh, yeah, I don't beat this guy. He got even stronger. Now he has Umbral in. How do you get an Umbral spat? Look how strong this guy is. Okay, so here my front line's probably worse. I'm positioned opposite side. Oh, do I just clutch it? Fuck it. Fuck it, we win. Oh my god, I'm so good. Oh, I was take Porcelain's bat. Man, if I go 4th here... Oh, that's gonna be so sad. This is such a good spot. I never thought I would beat that guy ever. Like, how did I get stronger? Was it just the Annie diff? Level 9. Everybody upgraded now. Oh, is this... Oh, okay. Tattoo of Force. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna put Tattoo of Force on Nautilus. That's fine. Yeah. Just an extra frontline item. But now I lose Annie. Annie's pretty good as a frontline unit. Yeah, I just sell it. Sell everything, make econ, figure stuff out. Does somebody hit like a 3-star? How do I lose so hard this game? This guy has a set 2, I think. Call to Chaos capped legendaries. That makes sense if I lose to this guy. This was one of the other guys I thought I would lose against. Yeah, just a loss. Oh, is this the Kiana guy? No, it's not. Where's the Kiana guy? Was he just item holding Kiana? I guess that was him. Mittens. There was this guy with the rapid fire cannon. Did he just die? Nope, he probably just died. Now I'm fighting against a strong player. I'm just rolling down my gold. This is what I mean by it was very easy for me to just go bot 4, right? Going 9 was a little bit of a grief, but this is why the comp's very stable. It's very like reliable. It's like an old comfort pick, right? This guy has Wukong too. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I kind of grief my positioning a little bit. I try and position opposite side. But I don't think I can beat this guy. I think he just has too many melee units that can just like break through my front line. Right? Like look how long I'm spending on this Lee Sin. I need to ramp up a little bit faster. Yeah, Irelia just fucking shreds me from a mile away. Does he have Irelia 2? Level 9? Probably. No, it's Irelia 1. Yeah, it's just awkward. And then 2 people died and I go 4th. But that's basically what you expect. That's like a very run-of-the-mill ASHE game, right? You're kind of playing in a contested lobby. You kind of just like try and hit ASHE. You roll deep on level 8, right? You try and hit the ASHE. I fucked up with the TGs, right? I lost a lot of tempo. I lost a lot of item economy. Level 9, it was probably just play Annie instead of this Ink Shadow item. I was just looking to get like a 3rd item on Nautilus because I thought it would make me stronger. But that's basically like the board, right? I think I could have capped higher, obviously, if I took the Porcelain Emblem. If you look, the other guy played ASHE, and the other guy that was an ASHE player went 6th, right? I could have very easily been that guy. But I tried to play around health and be like really aggressive earlier. Make sure that I get my items on the ASHE. Make sure that I get my items on the other people. And you see, like, the Porcelain Emblem was like bait, right? Does he even have 4 porcelain? No. Like, he doesn't even have 4 porcelain in, right? But that's like the same thing that I was like. I think the 4 porcelain is kind of fake. Oh, the Kionic guy went 7th. Oh, that feels bad because I think that's a really strong comp. I think he just took too long to hit because he's like way behind tempo, right? Like level 7 when everybody else was level 8. Yeah, and then the Bard player reroll, that's hard to beat. But I didn't think I'd beat that Kaisa player, so maybe it was like cap out around the Porcelain Emblem. But anyways, hopefully it was an enjoyable video. Sorry for it being late. The weekend might be a little bit shaky because I'm at Anime Con, but I'll try and record the videos like tonight and tomorrow night so that they're all uploaded in time. And thank you. Have a great day.